It's John Bone from Rock History Book. What would you do if you knew the clock was ticking and you didn't have a lot of time left? Some artists decide to do greatness, but not everyone. I don't know what I would do. Would I crawl under the blankets? Would I travel the world? Would I visit my relatives? Would I do that thing that I've always wanted to do? Well, what if that thing is something you're already doing? It's music and you love it and you want to leave a statement. This is an interesting video. We talk about the artist who left us a parting gift, one last album, even though they knew they were dying. A Rock History Book. It's 10 musicians who knew they were dying, but left us a final gift. David Bowie. In the final months of his life, David Bowie created Black Star, an album steeped in symbolism and mortality. Released on his 69th birthday in January of 2016, just 2 days before his death, the album was his carefully constructed farewell. Tracks like Lazarus openly referenced his impending death, with lyrics like, "Look up here, I'm in heaven." Bowie kept his liver cancer diagnosis secret from the public, making Black Star all the more powerful. The album became a critical and commercial triumph, earning multiple Grammys, and reminding the world that Bowie was an artist to the very end. Warren Zevon. After being diagnosed with terminal mesothelioma in 2002, Warren declined treatment and chose to spend his final months recording The Wind. The album is both a celebration of life and a raw meditation on death. Friends like Bruce Springsteen, Don Henley, and Jackson Browne joined him in the studio. Songs like Keep Me in Your Heart are gut-wrenching in their simplicity and honesty. Zevon died shortly after the album's release in 2003, leaving behind a Grammy-winning masterpiece that distilled his wit, pain, and resilience. Freddie Mercury. Although Queen never publicly confirmed Freddie Mercury's AIDS diagnosis until shortly before his death in 1991, in fact, Freddie Mercury did it a day before he died, he continued recording until his final days. His last album with Queen, Innuendo, in 1991, was filled with dark poetic references. The song, The Show Must Go On, sung by Mercury despite his deteriorating condition, stands as one of rock's most defiant swan songs. Mercury's voice remained astonishingly powerful to the very end, and the music world recognized the album as a brave, beautiful parting message. Glenn Campbell. Diagnosed with Alzheimer's disease in 2011, Campbell launched on a farewell tour and recorded the deeply moving album Ghost on the Canvas. But it was his final album, Adios, released in 2017 after he lost the ability to perform, that served as his goodbye. Produced by Carl Jackson and featuring his children, the album includes covers of songs by Bob Dylan and Harry Nilsson. Adios is a tender, clear-eyed farewell from a man who knew the clock was ticking, but chose grace and beauty in his parting gift. Leonard Cohen. Cohen's You Want It Darker, released in October 2016, was steeped in spiritual and existential themes. His gravelly voice, made even more haunting by age and illness, floated over sparse arrangements. The title track found Cohen singing, "I'm Ready, My Lord." He died less than a month later. Produced by his son Adam, the album feels like both a confession and a benediction, as if Cohen was tying up loose ends and whispering goodbye with poetry and dignity. Johnny Cash. Though not officially aware of the exact timing of his death, Cash recorded a string of dark, powerful albums with producer Rick Rubin late in his life. American 4, The Man Comes Around, in 2002, is perhaps the most haunting. His cover of Nine Inch Nails' Hurt became iconic, a raw, fragile meditation of aging, loss, and regret. Just months after losing his wife, June Carter, Johnny passed away in 2003. The video for Hurt is often considered one of the most moving visuals in music history. Amy Winehouse. Though Winehouse didn't know she was dying, in the traditional sense at least, her posthumous album Lioness Hidden Treasures in 2011 became a bittersweet goodbye. The compilation includes unreleased tracks and covers that highlight her immense talent. Songs like Between the Cheats and Like Smoke serve as a reminder of what could have been. Though not a planned farewell, Lioness had the poignancy of a final gift from an artist whose life burned too brightly and really ended too soon. Greg Allman. Allman knew his time was limited when he recorded Southern Blood, released posthumously in 2017. He had been battling liver cancer and poured his remaining strength into the album, which was recorded with producer Don Was. Tracks like My Only True Friend and Song for Adam, a Jackson Browne cover, are full of reflection and acceptance. Southern Blood feels like Allman's final letter to fans and the life he lived on the road. Maurice White, the visionary behind Earth, Wind & Fire, was diagnosed with Parkinson's disease in the late 80s and retired from touring in 1994. Still, he worked on music until his death in 2016. His solo album, Manifestation, wasn't released until after his death, but stands as a fusion of funk, soul, and spiritual themes. It reflects his enduring optimism and visionary spirit, making it a subtle but meaningful farewell. George Harrison. Harrison's Brainwashed, released in 2002, a year after his death from cancer, was finished by his son Danny and Jeff Lynne. The record is full of spiritual longing, dry wit, and musical grace. Tracks like Stuck Inside a Cloud and Any Road feel like Harrison speaking directly from beyond. It wasn't just a farewell album. It was a final meditation from one of rock's most introspective souls. I hope you enjoyed that. Remember, if you want to help the channel, there are PayPal links at the very top of every one of our videos. You can also join our Patreon. You'll get early access to all our videos. And a lot on there that have never seen the light of day. Right now on Patreon, there are hundreds of interview clips that we've done with artists that have not been put on YouTube yet. So for $6 and some change, you'll have access to hundreds of interviews. It's pretty cool stuff. The link is in the description. And of course, swag, a cap, a jacket, a t-shirt. You can buy a Rock History Book official swag item on our store. Again, the links are in the description. Make sure you subscribe to our channel. Click that bell notification so you don't miss anything. Comment on our videos, subscribe to them, and share them on social media. I'm John Budden. This is Rock History Music. Take care.